Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2007. Would you please join with vocalist Chandra Curry in the singing of O Canada, and then would you please remain standing for the invocation.
Spirit of wisdom, author of all truth and knowledge, we give thanks that we are able to gather here to celebrate the achievement of students in the College of Arts and Science and those receiving special awards and degrees. On this day of endings and beginnings, we acknowledge with gratitude family and friends, teachers and mentors who helped to make this day possible. We give thanks for the wealth of university experience, the opportunity to be challenged to think critically and creatively, to explore new ideas and to pursue significant questions, the chance to meet new people from diverse cultures and backgrounds, and to create meaningful relationships. Bless the University of Saskatchewan and all who work therein. May these colleges be places of sound learning, exploration, and discovery. And on this special day, the culmination of so many years of study, bless all the recipients of degrees and awards as they move on to a new stage in their lives. Strengthen them in the days ahead, grant them courage and confidence to pursue their dreams and to creatively use their knowledge, skills, and abilities for the greater good. Amen.
Please be seated. Again, graduands and distinguished guests, welcome. My name is Lee Kennett. I'm the University Secretary, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the colorful platform party that you see before you. So beginning at the front row, at my far left, your right, Tom Wishart, Associate Vice President of Research and Dean of the College of Graduate Studies and Research. Jim Basinger, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Science. Tammy Marsh, Assistant Dean, St. Thomas More College. Joanne Dillon, Dean of the College of Arts and Science. Lawrence Martz, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Science. Tom Steele, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Science. Peter Stoichev, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Science. Michael Atkinson, Provost and Vice President Academic. Peter McKinnon, our President. Tom Malloy, our Chancellor. The Honourable Warren McCall, Minister of Advanced Education and Employment. Lorna Crozier, recipient of the Honorary Doctor of Letters degree this morning. Simon Kuiperhat, Elder. Stephen Franklin, Vice President Research. Ursula Wade, University Chaplain. Fred Fulton, President-elect of the Alumni Association. Kelly McInnes, Registrar and Director of Academic Services and Financial Assistance. And in the second row, Tom Deutscher, President of St. Thomas More College. Lisa Vargo, recipient this morning of the Award for Distinction in Outreach and Engagement. Jeremy Lee, who will receive this morning the Earned Doctor of Science. Vipin Sawhney, recipient this morning of the Master Teacher Award. Vicki Williamson, Dean of the University Library. Laura Kennedy, Associate Vice President of Financial Services and Controller. Rick Bunt, Associate Vice President for Information and Communications Technology. Kurt Tischler, Manager of our International Students Office. William Richards, Vice Principal of Emmanuel and St. Chad College. Robert Harasimchuk, President of St. Peter's College. Phyllis James, Member of Senate. Connie Gerwin, Member of Senate. Judy Bazowetsky, Member of our Board of Governors. Lily Krause, Member of Senate. Laurel Krause, Member of Senate. Winona Laudermilk, Member of Senate. James Pepler, President of the USSU. And Mavis Moore, Member of Senate. And behind them, and I would ask them to stand, members of our faculty at the University of Saskatchewan. Would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administrators, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work that they've done in supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you Lorna Crozier. Lorna Crozier, a distinguished and prolific Saskatchewan poet, was born in 1948 in Swift Current. She is an alumna of this university, having received her BA in English and Psychology in 1969 and her Saskatchewan Teacher's Certificate in 1970. As a child growing up in a prairie community where the local heroes were hockey players and curlers, she never once thought of being a writer. Receiving no phone calls from hockey training camps, Lorna went on after university to teach high school English and to work as a guidance counselor. During these years, Lorna published her first poem in the now famous Grain magazine, a publication of the Saskatchewan Writers Guild, a guild of which she was a founding member. This first published poem turned her life toward writing. Her first collection, Inside the Sky, was published in 1976. After completing an MA in English at the University of Alberta in 1980, Lorna has gone on to author 14 books of poetry, including The Garden Going On Without Us, Angels of Flesh, Angels of Silence, Inventing the Hawk, which won the 1992 Governor General's Award, Everything Arrives at the Light, Apocrypha of Light, What the Living Won't Let Go, and most recently, Whetstone. Whether Lorna is writing about angels, aging, or Louis Armstrong's trout sandwich, she continues to engage readers and writers across Canada and the world with her grace, wisdom, and wit. She is, as Margaret Lawrence wrote, a poet to be grateful for. Since the beginning of her writing career, Lorna has been known for her inspired teaching and mentoring of other poets. In 1980, Lorna was the writer-in-residence at the Cypress Hills Community College in Swift Current. In 1983, at the Regina Public Library, and in 1989, at the University of Toronto. She has held short-term residencies at the Universities of Toronto and Lethbridge and at Douglas College. She taught in the English department at the University of Saskatchewan with her husband and fellow poet Patrick Lane in the mid-1980s. Although frequently out of this province, she often returned in the summers to teach at the Sage Hill Writing Experience. Presently, she lives near Victoria, where she teaches and serves as chair in the writing department at the university, where a generation of new writers has profited from her exceptional work. You can't teach creativity, Lorna has said. What you can teach is craft. She has been an inspiration and a teacher throughout Canada by virtue of the many classes, workshops, readings, and books she has given to her huge readership. Beyond making poems, Lorna has also edited 2 nonfiction collections, Desire and 7 Voices, and Addiction, Notes from the Belly of the Beast. Together with Patrick Lane, she edited the 1994 landmark collection, Breathing Fire, Canada's New Poets, that introduced to Canada up-and-coming poetic talent that spoke of the country to the country. In 2004, they co-edited Breathing Fire 2, once again introducing more than 30 new writers to the Canadian literary world. She raised the poetry of this province to the attention of thousands as the co-editor of A Sudden Radiance, an anthology of contemporary Saskatchewan poetry. Her poems continued to be widely anthologized, appearing in 15 Canadian Poets ×3, 20th Century Poetry and Poetics, Poetry International, and most recently in Open Field, an anthology of contemporary Canadian poets, a collection designed to take the Canadian poetic vision beyond this country to American readers. Her reputation as a generous and inspiring artist extends from her passion for the craft of poetry to her teaching and through to her involvement in various social causes. In addition to leading poetry workshops across the globe, Lorna has given benefit readings for numerous organizations such as the SPCA, the BC Land Conservancy, the Victoria Reed Society, and Peers, a group committed to helping prostitutes get off the street. She has been a frequent voice on CBC Radio, where she once worked as a reviewer and art show host. Many of you will recall hearing her often as one of Peter Zowski's guests on Morningside. She has given public readings in the United States, Australia, Chile, England, France, Italy, Malaysia, the former Yugoslavia, every continent except Antarctica. Wherever she reads, she raises the profile and reputation in poetry. Her many honors for her writing and teaching include twice winning the League of Canadian Poets Pat Lowther Award for the Best Book of Poems by a Canadian Woman, the Dorothy Livesay Prize, the BC Book Prize for Poetry, the National Magazine Gold Medal, and first prize in the National CBC Literary Competition. She is a Governor-General's Award winner for poetry. When she received this honor in 1992, I figured this province had produced and contained more Governor-General's Award recipients per capita than any place in the country, a privilege we still maintain. Lorna received an honorary doctorate of laws from the University of Regina in 2004 for her contribution to Canadian literature. She also received a Distinguished Alumni Award from the University of Alberta, and in 2004 she was named a Distinguished Professor at the University of Victoria. Eminent Chancellor, I ask that you will confer on Lorna Crozier the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, with the consent of the Senate of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa, and I invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
I may not have been called by a hockey camp, but when he was in grade 12, Brian Trottier was my student. I was a guidance counselor then, and I advised him not to quit school and go off and play hockey. That shows you why I became a poet and didn't continue in my career as guidance counselor. That next year, he was named Rookie of the Year. President McKinnon, Honorable Chancellor, Associate Dean Stoichev, graduates, the most important people here, their family and friends, faculty and staff. It is my great honor to be with you on this significant day. It's a particular thrill for me because, as Dean Stoichev said, the University of Saskatchewan is my alma mater, where I received my BA in 1969. It's also where I taught for a few years in the English department. The literal translation of alma mater from the Latin is fostering mother. It seems appropriate to be reminded of that original meaning in the presence of so many parents. For your sons and daughters, the U of S has been a fostering mother. That brings to mind what the creator of the Peanuts comic strip, Charles Schulz, said about education. A good education is the next best thing to a pushy mother. Of course, he meant pushy in the best possible sense. I'm sure that my older brother, who is in the audience, would agree that part of our success comes from our mother, who pushed us in the right direction when we were kids, and who insisted we had to stand on our own 2 feet. For him, that meant joining the Air Force to become a search and rescue helicopter pilot. For me, it meant going to this university. Long before I made it to the College of Arts and Sciences, my education began in the neighborhood in Swift Current where I grew up. Childhood was a somatic and sensuous engagement with the world, catching a fat bee in a mayonnaise jar without getting stung or damaging its wings, sucking a black jawbreaker, remember those? Until I reached the hard, bitter seed in the center, lying on my belly in front of a miniature gray volcano rising from a sidewalk crack as a thin, living stream of ants poured from the top. This primal desire to see, to know something in its legginess or fuzziness or bitter taste on the tongue, this delight in being attentive to the things of the world was one of the most valuable lessons of a life. So valuable, in fact, I didn't know there were any gaps in my education until I hit grade 1. Kindergarten was available in Saskatchewan towns in the mid-50s, but you had to pay for it. The parents of my friends on the block could afford it, but mine couldn't. The difference between my buddies and me didn't show up until the first week of Miss Fry's class at Central School. They could read the words on the board, and I couldn't. That first week of school, Miss Fry divided us into 4 groups of readers. The best were called the bluebirds, the next the meadowlarks, then came the sparrows, and the group I was assigned to, I don't know if you can guess it, was the crows. It didn't take a genius to figure out the hierarchy. Being called a crow instead of a bluebird was my first motivation to become the reader I am today. I threw myself into the thin books I was allowed to take home from the 4 cloakroom shelves that made up the library. In a few weeks, I'd flown from the branches where the crows squawked and cawed to the more ethereal habitat of the meadowlarks and then the bluebirds. By the end of the year, Miss Fry, whom I loved dearly in the way you can only love your grade 1 teacher, awarded me the prize for having read the most books. It's a black plaster of Paris Cocker Spaniel that I still have on my desk, and it's one of the best awards until today that I've received. After grade 1, the next time my parents' poverty had a direct influence on my education was in my last year of high school. I had enough mind-numbing summer jobs, as I'm sure you have in front of me, to know that I wanted something different out of life. But my low wages and the paltry student loans available at the time wouldn't cover the costs of university. One morning, the principal of my school called me into my office and told me I had an anonymous benefactor who was willing to lend me money for college. Later, I discovered that my patron was our neighbor and the owner of the small rundown house my parents rented. Though my mom was pleased for me, it irked her that the landlord whom she had to cajole into buying a gallon of paint to brighten up the dingy walls was the same man who made the first year of my post-secondary education possible. I arrived in Saskatoon, a small-town frightened kid who kept quiet in the back of the class because I thought I didn't know anything. To me, many of my classmates who'd grown up in this city seemed so sophisticated and superior. For one thing, a lot of the girls had such beautiful shoes. Those were the days of that marvelous store, the Town Cobbler. And when I got my first paycheck as a high school teacher, I went there and bought a pair. At first, I saw my university years as a chance to escape from my family's poverty and the narrow-mindedness of small-town life. It took me years to grasp that what I needed was not an escape, but an understanding of the place I was from and an acceptance of who my people were. How lucky I was to have been able to attend a university within my own province, for there is no better landscape to build character and to influence a writer. Saskatchewan creates a people with special sight, with distant seeing prairie eyes, not content with standardized forms of beauty, motions, mountains, cedars, cedar forest, orchards, and such. We who were born here, and those who came to study, know there is no bluer sky in the world. Unobstructed light lets us see things as they are, things as small as the hairs in the mouth of a crocus, as brilliant as the red stripe on a blackbird's wing. The smell of dusty grass just before rain, those dark-bellied clouds rolling across the farmlands and through the cities, geese and gophers and golden antelope, the trembling aspens that never stop their chatter with the wind, the grand South Saskatchewan River, and the Greystone University that sits on its bank. For me, these are the images that spell home. I want to leave you who are graduating with a challenge. It's easy to blame the state of the world on those who went before you, your parents and grandparents. That's the out for most generations, including mine. But now that these fine minds of yours have been inspired and tested, now that you have unlearned many of the prejudices of the intolerant and righteous, now that you have discovered how to think rather than what to think, I challenge you to make your education a force for good. The world is in a sorry state, and it's people like you who have the talent to stop the path of destruction and greed we are hurtling down. The skills you've acquired and the character traits that are bred in the bone because you've lived in Saskatchewan, many of you born here, have given you the power to heal the earth. One family, one neighborhood, one town, one day at a time. That is the privilege and the burden of knowledge. In 1990, I left this province because my husband, Patrick Lane, a writer of international renown, he and I were out of a job. The contract at the U of S had run out, and the University of Victoria had invited me to apply for a professorship. We've been there now 16 years, but we didn't want to leave this city. Around the same time, the newspapers featured photos of the family that had bumped Saskatchewan's population to 1 million. A year or so later, the newspaper featured them again. They had returned to Alberta. Now the province, I understand, is booming. It seems there's a chance as never before to make this a center where people of talent and dreams can stay. I challenged this morning the provincial government, the City of Saskatoon, and the University of Saskatchewan to assure a solid future in this province for you as graduates so that you can stay here if you wish to. And I challenge them to foster the arts out of an acknowledged necessity so that names like Joe Fafard, Gordon Tutusas, Elizabeth Phillips, and Guy Vanderhaeghe will be as recognized as Gordie Howe, Brian Trottier, Sandra Schneeler, and Pamela Wallen. For it is by our dancings, paintings, songs, and stories that we will be known. These are what voice the spirits of a place and the spirits of a people. I once again want to congratulate the graduating class. This is a great and wonderful day for you. and to thank you for the privilege of receiving this award. To conclude, I'm going to read one of my poems, which I hope fits in with the context of Convocation. It's called Packing for the Future, Instructions. Take the thickest socks. Wherever you're going, you'll have to walk. There may be water, there may be stones, there may be high places you cannot go without the whole socks bring you, the way they hold you to the earth. At least one pair must be new, must be blue as a wish, hand-knit by your mother in her sleep. Take a leather satchel, a velvet bag, and an old tin box, a salamander painted on the lid. This is to carry that small thing you cannot leave. Perhaps the key you've kept, though it doesn't fit any lock you know. The photograph that keeps you sane, a ball of string to lead you out, though you can't walk back into that light. In your bag, leave room for sadness, leave room for another language. There may be doors nailed shut, there may be painted windows, there may be signs that warn you to be gone. Take the dream you've been having since you were a child, the one with open fields and the wind sounding. Mistrust no one who offers you water from a well, a songbird's feather, something that's been mended twice. Always travel lighter than the heart. Thank you.
Chancellor. I'm pleased to present to you this morning my colleague and friend, Professor Jeremy Stewart Lee, for an earned Doctor of Science degree. Jeremy began his scientific career by studying natural science at Corpus Christi College, Cambridge University, obtaining his bachelor's degree in chemistry in 1974. Within a remarkably short period of time, 3 years, he received his PhD degree in pharmacology from that same prestigious university. He left England then, first for the United States, eventually made his way to Canada, and worked for a number of years as a postdoctoral fellow in biochemistry lab at the University of Alberta. In 1982, he became an assistant professor in biochemistry at the University of Saskatchewan, rising quickly through the ranks to become a tenured full professor in 1989. Dr. Lee's research has long centered on the topic of deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, the molecule present in each of our cells and which contains the genetic instructions for the construction, maintenance, and repair of our bodies and brains. His initial work focused on monoclonal antibodies that bind to proteins, DNA or RNA, and he was successful in preparing unique antibodies which bind specifically to three-stranded DNA. Later, he discovered a technique to convert one of these antibodies that binds to RNA into a nuclease that snips RNA into pieces, a very useful technique. In 1992, Jeremy discovered that under certain conditions, DNA can incorporate a metal ion into the middle of its helical structure, and went on to show that this new complex, called mDNA, possesses unusual conductive properties such that it acts like a molecular wire. This unique arrangement has been described as a marriage of electronics and molecular biology, and it has important implications in a number of fields, including medicine and nanoelectric devices. On the basis of these discoveries, and to take advantage of them, Advanced Technologies Incorporated was formed in 2002, and Dr. Lee currently serves as that company's Chief Scientific Officer. Advance is attempting to use that discovery of mDNA, attempting to use that technology for a number of commercial applications, with a primary focus on the development of ultra-high sensitive biosensors, molecular detection devices used to improve medical diagnosis and predict disease outcome within a very short time, 5 minutes perhaps. For his involvement with Advance, Jeremy shared with a former postdoctoral fellow the 2002 SABEX Innovator of the Year Award. Now, like so many of our fine faculty who excel in one area, Jeremy has excelled in others, so that as a scientist, one is impressed by the dozens and dozens and dozens of publications that Jeremy and his students, postdoctoral fellows, and colleagues have published, and for his attempt to move a discovery from the laboratory into the commercial realm. But Jeremy is also known as an exceptional teacher. He was identified as the Basic Science Teacher of the Year in the College of Medicine in both 1990 and 95. And just as an aside, he is known on our campus as an outspoken critic of this new technology using PowerPoint in classes, controversially claiming that it leads to lazy teachers, lazy students, and not much learning. Now, whether one agrees with his views on that subject or not, it's clear that Jeremy is not one to simply accept things as they are, or as others wish them to be. And that may very well be the secret of his success, and he has plenty of that. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Professor Jeremy Stuart Lee, and ask that you confer on him the degree of earned Doctor of Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the council of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science and invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Chancellor, Mr. McCall, Elder Kiteway, platform guests, members of the graduating class, ladies and gentlemen. I want to add my voice to those that you have heard welcoming you to Convocation 2007. This is the University of Saskatchewan's most important celebration. It is here that we come together and recognize in a very public way the achievements of our graduates and the contributions to their success of their families and friends. This day also marks the admission of our students to the University of Saskatchewan family of graduates worldwide. I can say to you that their record of achievement is a magnificent one, and I am confident that you will uphold and enhance that record in the years to come. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the families of the graduates who are present this morning. We're delighted to have you with us. You have shared the joys and the hardships of your graduate and his or her journey leading to the success that we mark today. We share your pride, and thank you very much for being here. We're particularly pleased to welcome you to Convocation in the centennial year of our university. 100 years ago, the University of Saskatchewan did not have any faculty, staff, or students. It did not have a campus. It did not even have a hometown. It was a dream, and in the course of our first century, that dream took shape, and today is manifested in this fine assembly of the graduates of the College of Arts and Science. Established in 1908, the College of Arts and Science is the oldest college at the university. Its enrollment has grown from the 70 students who first attended classes in the Drinkle building in downtown Saskatoon in 1909 to 8,000 students today. With over 45% of the total student population, that the U of S Arts and Science is the largest and most diverse college on campus, offering programs in the fine arts, humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. I want to congratulate you this morning not only upon your graduation, but upon your decision to enroll in courses in the College of Arts and Science. The college is home for what for centuries has been known as the liberal education. It refines and nurtures vital skills and talents. We need creative thinkers. We need people who are comfortable with decisions in a wide context. We need people who can communicate, reason, create, write, and speak. In short, we need leaders, and liberal education nurtures leadership. I was intrigued by a recent article in which Thomas Herka asks why it is that on tests measuring aptitude for advanced professional study, whatever the field, whether law, business, or other, the best results come from students in arts and science. Why is this so? One possible answer is that in a time of great change, an applied education will soon be dated. The education that emphasizes breadth, growth, and adaptability will be more useful. The study of admissions tests found that students do best who major in a field characterized by formal thought, structural relationships, abstract models, symbolic languages, and deductive reasoning. The more abstract the subject, the more it develops pure reasoning skills, and the stronger a person's reasoning skills, the better he or she will do in any applied setting. Literacy. Mature literacy. The art of reflective inquiry communicated to one's fellow citizens. That is the single most important attribute of your education. You're here just in time. We need your wisdom. We need informed thinkers, citizens, and policymakers, and we need to nourish and celebrate the kind of education that contributes to their formation. The humanities and social sciences, the natural sciences, and the fine arts are at the core of this kind of education. And so I congratulate you, graduates of the college, for your success in this formative tradition of education. And the college itself is dynamic. From the success of the Arts and Science Transition Program, to the opening of the Humanities and Fine Arts Digital Research Center, to the introduction of the Researcher for Tomorrow Fellowship, to an outstanding roster of teaching and research achievements, to the appearance of our own wind orchestra under the direction of Glenn Gillis as the only Canadian ensemble in the largest music educators conference in the world. These are but a few of the fine achievements in the college. 2006, 2007 has been a year of memorable achievement. But it is particularly for your achievements that we are assembled this morning. I know your success represents thoughtfulness, determination, struggle, and a fair measure of anxiety, but you are here and you deserve to be. Whatever path you will follow, I want you to know that you carry with you the confidence, respect, and affection of everyone at the University of Saskatchewan. We will follow your future activities with pride and with interest. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate and Board, I present to you the petition of the Council of this University that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Council of this University, I consent to admit you to the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled, and to invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Would the graduates in the front row please rise and come to the platform?
Eminent Chancellor, On behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Bachelor of Arts 3-year. I present to you Teresa May Biskey-Smith, Christopher Andrew Philip Bosch, Candace Gail Moser, Lorna Jean Brick, Kathleen Lorraine Brown, Randy Catherine Collins with distinction, Nicole Ann Combrey, Toby Noel Cote, Tyler Lee Cockney, Andrea Joyanne Curlis with distinction, Connie Lynn Davis, Saria Victoria de los Santos with distinction, Gail Ann Denischuk with distinction, Shauna Patrice Dole, Crystal Robin Enenu with distinction, Kyla Ray Eccles, Marie Rita Fagnu, Megan Amelia Fast, Chastine Marie Fifi, Sarah Alyssa Fisher, Janelle Lorraine Ford. Natasha Lee Freisington, with distinction. Catherine Eloise Gaddis. Sonia Sophia Gatti. James Ryan Brett. Wendy Bevelis Grant. Carolyn Elizabeth Halliday. Brett Jonathan Donald Hamilton. Terry Lynn Jean Hill, with distinction. Brandy Melissa Hoda. Ki Jia. Leanne Teresa Johnson. Andrew James Koodle, with distinction. Carol Lynn Lactus. Marilyn Mei Ying Lam. Dallas May Kelly Lavoie. Katie Siki Law. Lise Anne Marie LePage. Lina Liao. Adam James Lipke. Jing Liu. Bonnie Jean Liu. James Stan McKenzie. Kimberly Dawn Mager. Holly Claire Mitchum with distinction. Carly Joanne Monet with distinction. Justin Brandt Montour. Larry Moston Mumford. Christopher George Odegaard. Marissa Lynn Ochar. Carly Marie Owen. Valerie Helena Babowski-Pula. Felicitas Augustin Santos Vargas. Susan Catherine Scott. Veronica Ann Seller. Brock William Skomorowski. Jin Cheng Song. Jana Maria Technicamp. Alana Patricia Wakefield. Lindsay Joy White. Andrew William Edward Witzel. Kristen Marie Uswell. Zhao Zhao. Yan Fang Zhang with distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these scholars receiving their Bachelor of Arts 3-year.
Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Bachelor of Arts four-year degree. I present to you Jennifer Lindsay Zalowski. Emily Nana Joa Kwanu. Chad Taylor Barker. Nicole Lindsay Bowden. Chelsea Alicia Trinity Courtney Boyd with distinction. Brandy Angeline Caldwell with great distinction. Ryan John Kesa. Sean Joseph Fiello. Catherine Jean Fuchs. Ashlyn Dawn Gavilan. Genevieve Maria Regina Gerard with great distinction. Tyler James Gurrell. Jennifer Elaine Gustafson. Brent Curtis Hankowicz. Robert Jan Helms. Lenora Marie Hobbs. Nagura Indrawan. Catherine Joyce Cambites. Sheila Katusimi. Kendra Brianne Kimber. Jia Shin Ko. Shannon Julia Lucky with great distinction. Jeremy Michael Mantika. Kevin Russell Marcoux. Daniel Justin Martin. Cruz Antonio Martinez. Cameron Craig McDougall. Tyler Gerald McKay. David Gordon James Melanchuk. Martin Daniel Metz. Cassandra Lee Morton. Sherry Lynn Muir. Leela Marie Nashikapo. Kayla J. Pilot. Jeremy James Ring. Maya Lynn Robinson. Rebecca Jane Rowe. Paul Alfred Frank Scott with great distinction. Courtney Alicia Sear. Braden Alexander Shuchuk. Jason James Smith. Jingjing Song. Dan Soon. Lucy Sutanto. Shuhei Tang. Kent Randall Tway. Sarah Wanashakiat. Molly Joy Wilkinson with distinction. Trent Fordyce Wilson with great distinction. And Sai Zhu. Ming Liang Zhao. Tianning Chen. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts 4 years from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Honours Certificate in Arts. Kelly Irene Grant. Lori Lilette Schimpf with high honors. Lara Nicole Semeniuk. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the scholars receiving the Honours Certificate in Arts.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask you to confer on them the Bachelor of Arts honors. I present to you Jessa Riel Alston O'Connor, high honor. High distinction. High honors. Sorry. Melanie Ann Burke. Anton Eric Bergstrom with high honors. Colby Wade Lazek-Zako. Angela Christina Blixt. Samantha Adriana Booth with high Jessica Marie Burgess with high honors. Aaron Russell Carroll. Angie Monique Chenye. Anastasia Christine Columbus. Kirsten Ann Eagle. Sarah Joanne Farthing with high honors. Christopher Ross Gardner. Alice Marie Gilmer Blaze with high honors. Peter Leonard Grievers. Ming T. Nguyen Ha with high honors. Caitlin Jane Hamilton with high honors. Dennis Richard Hoffert. Jason Allen Jean with high honors. Shristi Joshi. Kristen Laura Karasinski. Jenna Brianne Kennedy with high honors. Jennifer Sohi with high honors. Jennifer Sohi Kim with high honors. Ashley Danielle Lang. Aaron Lee Mazer with high honors. Kara Margaret Marie Mickelway. Amy Selena Murray with high honors. Shelley Lynn Novera.
Justina Ihoma Okoke. Allison Lynn Piuwar with high honors. Craig Mitchell James Range with high honors. Ronald Andrew Reynolds with high honors. Derek Reesad. Christopher John Schultz with high honors. Megan Allison Scott with high honors. Jeremy Adam Sibley. Jesse Gray Sirota. Stephanie Michelle Stripling. Brett Joseph Stubbington. Ryan John Taylor. Catherine Mary Ulmer with high honors. Itemabong Basi Yuma with high honors. Natasha Marie Vanderhurst with high honors. Michael David Balonis. Melissa Rose Lynn Weinberger. Naomi Kathleen Wilson with high honors. Jifeng Wu. Tina Chi Yang with high honors. Ning Jung with high honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors from the College of Arts and Science.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Bachelor of Science 3-year degree. I present to you Shiv Badapa. Christopher Curtis Becker. Crystal Dawn Bella. Komal Devendra Kumar Brahmvat. Stacy Cornish with distinction. Philip Roland Desotel with great distinction. Erin Nicole Goslin. Brittany Dawn Gross with great distinction. Jennifer Millicent Guest. Erica Nicole Kroger. Lisa Joy Mywart with great distinction. George Raymond Rollheiser with great distinction. Kara Lee Ronson. Nicole Ashley Unruh. Li Sheng Wu. Chester Young. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science 3-year from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Bachelor of Science 4-year degree. I present to you Vanessa Alicia Amy. Catherine Jessica Astawash with great distinction. Cameron David Barton. Courtney Dawn Bosler, with distinction. Erin Laura Betke. Nicole Ann Carey, with distinction. Andrew Charles Cooperthwaite. Nan Tway. Carolee Ann Curry. Amanda Nicole Davies. Monica Joanne Deschner. Megan Lois Dolan, with distinction. Graham Patrick Allen. Melanie Ann Flagel, with great distinction. David Ronald Ford. Maya Esther Gatti, with great distinction. Yit King Go, with distinction. Nicholas James Graham. Shannon Nicole Hamilton, with distinction. Sherry Ann May Hardcastle. Brianne Louise Hartle, with distinction. Megan Iola Huffam, with great distinction. Ya Lun Huang. Lindsay Diane Jacoby, with distinction. Paul John Kellens, with distinction. Sarah Catherine Platt. Jennifer Allison Coche. Mike Russell Koshluck with great distinction. Agata Anna Cott with distinction. Melanie Phyllis Larson with distinction. Adele Dion Latsey. Shuanghui Liu with great distinction. Tyler James Lawkin. Christopher Nathan Loring with distinction. Cassandra Gabrielle Lubinski. Phoenix Renchi Mao. David Charles Mapletoft. Jarrett Stanley Edwin Mardell. Nick Natalie McCrae with great distinction. Caitlin Marie McIntyre with great distinction. Brendan Joseph Mock. Laverna Newstetter Clausen with great distinction. Jennifer Big Ju Ying. Amanda Pamela Petrie. John Peepgrass. Renee Michelle dos Santos Rigo. Julia Jean Robertson. Paul Hamilton Russell with great distinction.
All right, Paul!
Christy Ann Sandquist. Tanya Jenna Ria Slobodian. Ryan Earl Souster with distinction. Nicole Angela Swain. Landon Elliott Switzer. Melissa Mary Tackaberry. Nicole DeLee Tyon. With distinction. Carling Marie Talon. Sin Hang Tang. Megan Patricia Thornton with great distinction. Kale Arsu Virasamy. Amy Tara Velichka with great distinction. Sarah Dion Walter. Sarah Norma G. Waters. Stephanie Marie Warbeck. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Bachelor of Science 4-year degree from the College of Arts and Science.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science honors from the College of Arts and Science. Jillian Nicole Arnott. Adam Russell Baines with high honors. Crystal Dawn Eblo. Daniel Martin Brown. Jung-Eun Choi. Pooja Chopra. Cody John Chittick. Wayne Everett Clark. Sarah Marie Dog. Reminder Kaur Dillon with high honors. Shane Michael Dierschneider with high honors. Tova Shirley Jean Didvig. Janine Sarah Eckstein with high honors. John Eric Eisworth. Craig Alexander Erker. Sarah Ann Figley. Mary Christine Swan Fontaine. Jennifer Erin Fortin with high honors. Aaron Miles Genet with high honors. Robert Nelson Godfrey with high honors.
Where you going, Nelson? Take that.
Yuchi Hu with high honors. Ian Michael Earl Hansen. Miriam Teresa Harder with high honors. Stuart Kelly Howell. Adam Matthew Pies. Graham Timothy Jurgens with high honors. Tara Michelle Karczewski with high honors. Lisa Janelle Kirkpatrick with high honors. Stacy Marie Knappel with high honors. Julia Marie Louise LaForge with high honors. Kyla Jane Langmeyer. Lana Ann Larson with high honors. Zilong Lim. Ashley Marie Vanette McDonald with high honors. Veronica Stefia Adele Marco with high honors. Jordan Scott Merritt with high honors. Paul Moraz. Wade Michael Phillips with high honors. Hannah Elizabeth Pearson. Spike Donovan Lindsay Posnikoff with high honors. Jamie Lynn Rugg. Aditi Saini. Deanne Angel Schultz. Alia Shaheen. Alicia Tarian. Erin Lorraine Shaw with high honors. Courtney Alice Stanger with high honors. Lee Chung Tan. Martin Kenming Tang, with high honors. Ilya Lek Tarasov, with high honors. Kirsten Alexandra Taylor. Yingyu Wang. Yuewen Zhao. Sam Xuan Zong, with high honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors from the College of Arts and Sciences. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of the Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts. Catherine Sarah Blackburn, with distinction. Melody Marie Brian, with great distinction. Janet Claire Corcoran, with great distinction. Brian Lloyd Engel. Jacqueline Aaron Houdon, with distinction. Maya Elizabeth Montgomery, with distinction. Karen Jolene Polowick, with great distinction. Crystal Lane Toes. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts from the College of Arts and Sciences. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the post-degree specialization certificate. one another.
Jessica Lauren Antonio. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Arts. Christina Marie Bergen. Meredith Claire Earls. Juan Carlos Godinez. Karen Louise Lynch. Richard Anthony Milligan, Jr. Ayanaba Sarkar. Amy Lynn Shirky. Nicolina Ingville Thompson. Chin Wan. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Arts in the College of Graduate Studies and Research. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Science. Roger Kelvin Bloom. Matthew Thomas John Dalzell. Lee Forsay. Hyen Hoi Kim. Jun Liu. Alicia Dawn Pape. Melissa Dawn Pitts.
Samar Abdel Rahman Qadr Salam. Taduz Benedict Stack. Tianpeng Tur.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Justina Indigo Adaliku. William Boating. Nicholas Carlson. Tara Dawn Garrett. Kevin John Grant. Philip Brian Lee. Donna Louise Lindsay. Brett James Moldovan. Camille Dawn Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy from the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant those degrees and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate, but were not able to be present today.
I authorize, at the request of the faculties, I authorize those degrees and certificates be granted.
We are presenting awards to the most distinguished graduates. The Copeland Prize in Humanities is donated in the memory of the late Thomas Copeland by Mrs. Copeland and is awarded annually at each Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate in the humanities. Raquel Delia Dick is the 2007 winner of the Copeland Prize. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts honors degree, receiving high honors in English. Unfortunately, Ms. Dick is traveling in Europe this summer, but in the fall she hopes to enter the College of Education in order to become a high school English and history teacher. The Haslam Medal is named in honor of the late Dr. R.N. Haslam, former professor of physics, Dean of the College of Arts and Science, and Vice President Academic of the University of Saskatchewan. It is awarded annually at the Spring Convocation to the most academically distinguished graduate receiving a 4-year honors degree or certificate from the College of Arts and Science. The Earl of Bessborough Prize in Science is donated by the Right Honourable the Earl of Bessborough to commemorate the name of his father, the former Governor-General of Canada. It is awarded annually at the Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate who receives the degree of Bachelor of Science 4-year or honors, and who is not the holder of another degree. This year, Leah Catherine Sochin is the 2007 winner of the Haslam Medal and the Earl of Bessborough Prize in Science. She has graduated with a Bachelor of Science honors degree with high honors in biology. Leah is currently pursuing her Master of Science degree at Dalhousie University in Marine Community Ecology.
Tara Garrity, please come forward. The Governor General's Gold Medal is awarded to a student, the graduate student with the highest academic standing, and that student is Tara Garrity. She was born in Montreal in 1974. She received a Bachelor of Science in Biology from Concordia University. She pursued graduate studies at Simon Fraser University in Vancouver, where she studied molecular diagnostics and epidemiology of fungal pathogens. She received a master's degree in 2002 and then worked in Europe as a project entomologist on a variety of insect biological control programs. In 2003, she began her PhD in the Department of Biology at the University of Saskatchewan. She was the recipient of major awards, the Margaret Mackay Scholarship and an NSERC Canada Graduate Scholarship, and she completed her Doctor of Philosophy this spring. Her thesis research presents some novel ways in which molecular techniques can be used in classical biological control programs for insect pests. Molecular diagnostic techniques help address some of the key ecological questions that arise when exotic biological control agents are imported into a new environment. Techniques that allow a better understanding of interactions among natural enemies will improve the success and safety of biological control programs. Tara has been awarded an NSERC postdoctoral fellowship, which she will take up and pursue this year, and she will continue research on molecular diagnostics in basic and applied ecology. This is a very, very fine young scientist, and I'm honored to present her with the Governor General's Gold Medal.
The Master Teacher Award. Vipin Sawhney, a member of the Department of Biology, is this spring's recipient of the Master Teacher Award. This award was established to emphasize teaching excellence and outstanding contribution to the learning environment of the university. Professor Sawhney may be a perfect example of the teacher-scholar envisaged in the University of Saskatchewan's mission statement. Over the past 30-plus years, he has earned a reputation as an outstanding teacher, dispatched administrative tasks with ease, and maintained a first-rate research program. His lectures, which combine overheads, videos, stories, and humorous anecdotes, capture the imagination of his students, and make biology come alive. Each of his lectures is a model of organization and clarity, but his trademark is his dedication to and enthusiasm for biology, particularly plants. Equally important is his compassion for his students. He truly cares for them and wants them to achieve not only in his biology classes, but also in life. As one student has said, Dr. Songi turned me on to learning and really thinking. Would you please join me now in congratulating Mike and Songi. Distinction in Outreach and Engagement. Lisa Vargo, Associate Professor in the Department of English, is this spring's recipient of the Award for Distinction in Outreach and Engagement. This award recognizes a University of Saskatchewan faculty member who has extended the university's expertise into the wider community. Professor Vargo is an individual whose contributions to literacy and volunteerism have contributed greatly to the university's outreach and engagement mission. Since arriving at the University of Saskatchewan in 1990, Lisa has made an exceptional contribution to the literacy in this province. At Reed, Saskatoon, she has served as a tutor for the past 17 years, and her time on the board of that organization included 2 terms as president. She was involved with the WordWiz fundraiser for the Saskatchewan Literacy Foundation and served on the board of the Saskatchewan Literacy Network. In 1999, she received the Saskatchewan Literacy Award of Merit for her volunteerism, and in 2004 was awarded the Canada Post Literacy Award as an educator. Lisa has been described as energetic and inspirational in her dedication to literacy. Others have said she brings a deep understanding of the complexities of literacy and human justice to the way she works with learners. She has demonstrated a sustained commitment to use her expertise in the ways that engage individuals and groups beyond the borders of the campus, and she enhanced the university's reputation in exceptional ways. Please join me in congratulating Lisa Vargo.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, platform participants, graduates, and guests. As President-elect of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, it is my pleasure to recognize this class of 2007 as graduates and to welcome each of you to membership as new members in the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. And what an exciting time to be graduating in this university's centennial year. As you walk across the stage today, remember that graduation does not signal the end of your relationship with this university, but rather the beginning of your new and lifelong role as a member of the larger university community of alumni. You now have the responsibility to ensure that a degree from the University of Saskatchewan will always be a source of great pride, a sign of integrity, a hallmark of excellence. You join a group of distinguished graduates who have gone before you to change the world and contribute greatly to our society. Our alumni value their education and experiences from the University of Saskatchewan and appreciate the impact the university has had on their success. Preserving the value of your degree depends on your achievements and ensuring that you share your many accomplishments with us throughout your lives. Your Alumni Association provides an important link between you and our university. This relationship can help you build your career, maintain lifelong friendships with people you've met during your time as a student, and provide opportunities for you to stay connected with this excellent institution. I encourage you to connect with the University of Saskatchewan alumni whenever possible and build strong alliances and partnerships that continue to wow the world in our community and around the world. The University of Saskatchewan alumni applauds and sincerely appreciates your hard work and outstanding accomplishments today. I urge you to keep us informed of your future accomplishments so that we can celebrate them with you. Your success is our success. Congratulations to this class of 2007. Welcome to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, and we wish you all the best.
I know that the next moment in your program belongs to our Chancellor, but I wish to preempt him for just a short time to inform you that Tom Malloy steps down from the office this June after 2 full terms or 6 years. The Chancellor's role is most visible and most public in the great celebrations of Convocation, and more than 20,000 University of Saskatchewan graduates have received their degrees from this gracious gentleman. The Chancellor is also a member of the Board of Governors and a wise and sensitive advisor to the University's administration. His role is truly one of service in the name of the alumni of the University and the public of our province. Tom Malloy has been a superb Chancellor, and on your behalf and mine, I wish to extend to him our warmest appreciation. Chancellor, may I now ask you to close this ceremony?
Let me just say that it's been a distinct honor to serve as the 12th Chancellor of this outstanding university. This convocation reflects the greatness of our university with our visionary leadership of our President, the quality of our administration and faculty as represented on this platform this afternoon, our competent support staff represented by those who organized and performed at Convocation today, and of course our students as represented here by our graduates. One needs only to look around this auditorium to know why the University of Saskatchewan succeeds and why it was such a great privilege to be its Chancellor. So this brings our Convocation ceremony to a close, but before I close it, I would like to thank a number of people. Firstly, Glenn Gillis and the University Wind Orchestra. Our vocalist, Chandra Curry. Our signer for today's ceremony, Mark Markowicz. Elder Simon Kitwayhat. Lynette Mirza, Convocation Coordinator, and all members of her team in making these ceremonies such a success. I would also like to remind the graduates and their families of the receptions which will follow Convocation. Bachelor of Arts and Fine Arts are to meet meet west of the main lobby. Bachelors of Science east of the main lobby, and the graduate program in the Grand Circle lobby. Finally, to today's graduates. As you came across the stage this morning, I admitted you to the convocation of our university, and I would like to extend to you my personal congratulations on your academic achievements, and to extend to you my very best wishes for future success. As you've been told, today you became members of a proud and strong organization, one that boasts a membership of over 122,000 people, which includes leaders in every walk of life, quite literally around the world. And I'm talking about the alumni of the University of Saskatchewan. Today, you join the alumni. The University of Saskatchewan has been an important part of your life. It has provided you with an opportunity to receive a post-secondary education. It's given you a head start in life. Take the University of Saskatchewan with you. As you encounter life's opportunities, keep the university at your side. Remember what it has offered you. Urge family or relatives to consider attending the University of Saskatchewan. I encourage you to participate in alumni events and functions. Continue to be part of university life through the Alumni Association. Please now rise and join in the singing of God Save the Queen.